So I happened to catch a stream Vaush did today. He talked about how right-wing conspiracy theories are getting worse. And upon hearing it, I had to do a video because it was so on point and it was so very much just the times we live in. He talked about conspiracy theories about the Maui wildfires and how some of them were talking about how the trees didn't burn and that was indicative of I don't know where it was going, but that the fires weren't real. And my first thought was, well, this is what right wing propaganda is. They can't deny climate change, but they can refocus the discussion away from, hey, why is it so hot in the summers and why are the winters so wet? Why are these storms so much stronger than they used to be? Why do we have these major events? To move the discussion away from that to it being about Jews or gay people or there's a government conspiracy. And he went in talking about how terrifying it is. He didn't focus on this enough, and I'm gonna give you my take. What's so terrifying about these conspiracy theories is that there was a hope. I don't know when. There was a hope that we would avert these things, that we would be able to, I don't know, at some point, people, even conservatives, would be like, hey, I remember when it wasn't this bad all the time. And these conspiracy theories kind of show you that ain't the case. That's not going to happen. That I guess at some point, we thought at some point it'd be like, all right, like there's stronger hurricanes now. The seasons the hurricane season maybe a little bit longer in the future, or like wildfires in Siberia, or like at some point, some people would be like, hey, like we got to do something about it. This is about more than just culture war issues, and that we should react. And the conspiracy theories show you that no. And my thing immediately was, it's always easier to go blast gay people and transgender people than it is to sit down and look at the science, because that would mean having to do something about it. I heard something a long time ago, that propaganda isn't designed to fool the critical thinker. It's designed to give moral cowards an easy way out. I'm going to repeat that for you. Propaganda is not designed to fool critical thinkers. It's designed to give a moral coward an easy way out. Because at some point, if someone shows you something is wrong, and you know it's wrong, and you're unwilling or you're unable to do something about it, then your morals are in question. It's one thing if I don't know. If I don't know, that's one thing. If I know it's wrong, and I let it go on, right? So it's easy to go jump on gay people and transgenders, and that they're pushing that we need to erase Black history and we need to go after gay literature, and it's easier to do that. It's easier to focus on those things than it is to focus on existential crises to our future. As I said, I think the hope really was that there'd be some point that people would, hey, we got something about it. We should at least stop talking about it in a positive way. And seeing Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene say climate change is real. But obviously her take on it is that that means there'll be more food. Yeah, and there'll be stronger storms that are going to kill more people because there's warmer waters. I wasn't even talking about it being 100 degrees on the coast of Florida, but I knew when I heard her say it, it's going to be a lot warmer waters, which will be more dangerous. The guy in Wisconsin talking about climate change will be good for his state because there'll be less deaths. So is he planning on living in Fortress, Wisconsin? Where are your clothes made, man? My car was made in Canada. Nothing's made here. What do you think that means for the economy when all these areas are living under crisis all at the same time? I don't understand the mindset of right wingers outside of the culture war. And Vaush kind of went into that they don't even believe in a lot of it, and that their own conspiracy theories don't go very far. And there's people out here, Vaush is one of them, Majority Report's another, where they'll go out and they'll like debunk right wing stuff. Like I mentioned before about Paul Pelosi, saying that he's a homosexual, he's cheating on his wife, Nancy Pelosi, and this guy's in the house, and it's good that they did that. It's good, but there's no business in doing that anymore. Because it's almost like giving them credibility to even think about it. I don't believe anything the right puts forward now. I don't believe anything they put forward now. I think that it's dangerous. As I said, it's about refocusing the discussion to not focus on the horror of what's to come, but to focus on people that they can hurt. I think the right is a party of sociopaths, motivated by really vicious, deeply vicious and nasty people. And to see them openly saying that they don't want to hear the words of Jesus, that the words of Jesus are too liberal, that Jesus is a commie to them, really honestly speaks to the elemental drive of the Republican Party today. That they don't want to hear the words of Jesus. They don't want to hear love your neighbor as yourself. They don't want to hear the Beatitudes. They don't want to hear, Sermon on the Mount. That's too liberal. That it really speaks to a party really motivated by fascism and by cruelty and a sort of a political viciousness. The sort of a political viciousness that is really motivated on giving people the power and the right to hate, and the violence is just a part of that. I've said it before. I'm not as political as I used to be. I was wondering when Michael Brooks passed how would I become. And 3 years on, I'm more of a collapsed person than I ever was. I am. My politics are really collapsed. That the way we're living and the way society's moving is not sustainable, and that we're not even going to have discussions about the thing. I mean, it almost feels weird when I hear Republicans acknowledge climate change, or when I think it was a representative of AOC that was reading the Chevron document showing that Chevron knew about climate change in the 70s. They had boats going out there testing the air. They had people going out to the Antarctic. They knew about it back then. To see those things, it's almost kind of crazy, because I guess it'd be like a guy committing a crime and then confessing to it 50 years later or 40 years later. It's like, I never thought I would see that. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. It doesn't take anything back. But it's like, wow, like I didn't think. Basically my mindset now is, what will Republicans say next to deny reality?